Don't look under the internet.
I'm going to do the thing everyone does. I'm going to eat healthy for a week and then back to my old ways, baby.
I feel that. I feel that. Fucking goddamn December is the worst.
Yep. Hello, kitten. Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet.
Hello, kitten.
The internet's favorite podcast on comedy and horror. That's Doug.
Hi.
That's Muthu.
Whoa, brother.
I'm Michael. Jason's not here.
I'm Michael. Is that what you just said?
I'm Michael.
I'm
I Robot, but I'm Michael.
I'm Michael.
Yeah, there we are. Boys, I do gotta say, we watched K-pop Demon Hunters at home. I've told the boys this before. Banger of a film, banger of a soundtrack. I'm a Saja Boy lover. I'm just saying. I don't care.
Saja Boy, tell him.
Yeah. So great movie, and it wears its influences on its sleeve. In my opinion, heavily influenced by the Disney Channel original TV show, Hannah Montana. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you, boys. First and foremost, in K-pop Demon Hunters, this isn't spoiling anything because it's literally the title of the movie. They're demon hunters, and they're musicians. Okay? They live a double life. They have their musician life, and then they hunt demons. Miley Cyrus, a.k.a. Miley Stewart from Hannah Montana, also lived a double life. She had her life as Miley and her life as Hannah Montana. She also fought demons, though not physical like in the movie, metaphorical, the demons of within. So I think K-pop Demon Hunters is heavily influenced by one Hannah Montana.
Also, they're really trying to hide. I was trying to figure out how he's going to transition into the topic of the episode, but I figured that wasn't what was happening.
Nope, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Also, they're really trying to hide it in that movie, but definitely heavily influenced by the country of Korea.
Yeah, you would never know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
You would never know.
It's subtle.
Yeah, I would like.
There.
It's very subtle.
Now, I don't have a segue to what we're going to talk about. I just wanted to do that. Today we're talking about something I found a long time ago.
Something else they have in Korea. About. The month of May.
Wow.
That's our segue. We're talking about the May Day mystery today. I stumbled across this eons ago, and I never really thought about how to make it an episode. And when I was looking for a topic to talk about today, I didn't really have anything huge planned, and I was like, you know what? Let's look into the May Day mystery. And so I did. And I was like, you know what? There is just enough here to where we can probably squeeze out an episode in it. So we're doing it. On May 1st, 1995, a man named Brian Hance was looking in the Daily Wildcat, which is a school publication newspaper in a place that I forgot the name of and didn't write down.
Wow. Arizona.
University of Arizona?
University of Arizona. Thank you. They have a newspaper called the Daily Wildcat. And on May 1st, 1995, Brian was just kind of skimming through the pages here. And he discovered a weird publication in it. While this publication seemed weird at first,
I think it's an advertisement in like the ad section where you can buy a spot.
Yes. At first, he was like, that's probably nothing. Just some guy doing a gaff, if you will. So he ignored it. A year later, in that same section, saw another publication that looked eerily similar to the last one. Brian again was just like, whatever. Another year later, he noticed another one. Another one. And this is going on to this day. Every year, on May 1st, for the past 30, 40 some odd years, there has been a publication in this Daily Wildcat newspaper involving whatever this mystery is. Now, Brian gained interest over the years after he noticed this repeated publication over and over and over, and he created the website called MaydayMysteries.org to document all the findings and all of the publications that he...
Wowie zowie. You guys don't know who Brian Hance is? That's cool because Mike told you. So here's a recap. He's a student at University of Arizona, and he discovered the Mayday mystery.
Absolutely killer journalism.
Guess what he did? He started a fucking website.
What?
Holy shit, dude.
Is it called MaydayMystery.org?
It could be .org or .gov. I don't remember. But he made a website with all the archives of all these ads dating back to 1981 because that's when the internet was founded in 81.
The Xanadu Hyperlink Project.
But there's more. There's a couple. I have 2 sentences more than what Mike told you.
Content.
So over the years, he has received mail, packages, and communications from alleged members of the groups behind these ads, who I will not name yet because I'm sure that will come up in potentially what I thought Mike would explain. But he got coins, printouts, letters, and even cash. And supposedly these were payment or encouragement to continue trying to figure out their puzzles. And despite his central role in this documentation, he's not responsible for it. And that's what he says. And that's his claims. He claims he's not responsible, but yet he's very involved. So
yeah, there's a point where he was like on quote being like, I kind of regret finding all this. He's it's taking us so much time. I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, he does not seem. He seems like happy and then also not very thrilled. At the same time.
Funny thing is, like you said, he gets received, like he gets sent gifts and like words of encouragement from the people who are possibly making the mystery.
Right.
That he's like, oh great, I'm obligated to keep this going. When he wanted to call it quit like 30 years ago.
Now he's roped into it.
And now he's just in it.
Can he not just pass it off to somebody else? But like,
he kind of does. On the website, it's like, oh, the Facebook is ran by so and so, so submit any inquiries to them. So he pretty much just like, I just website. You guys fucking. You can also tell there's a point in the website where he just fucking gave up because he was like, was it by the design of the site and how it looks like it was made in 2002?
Well, it was made in 97 or whatever, so
and updated.
It has never changed.
Well, if you go to the texts, there's like comments and shit in the text, and at some point he just fucking gave up and made the fucking lexicon thing and just started shoving shit in there, and then at some point he just gave up on that and was like, just go to the fucking Facebook group.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, all right, we're gonna do this alphabetically. I'm gonna start putting clues in here. Nope. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
You can kind of just tell if you go through that and the fucking the text or whatever. It's like,
yeah. You could probably ask yourself when you're listening, boy, they're talking about this funny, and that's because there's really not a whole lot here.
Nothing here.
There's nothing really here.
The thing is, there's so much here, but none of it is of any substance at all.
It's very calorie dense, but you're not getting anything from it.
It's just it's just like drinking a bucket of whipped cream.
That's how we have to describe a lot of like analog horrors or like ARGs from now on. This is the McDonald's of ARG. It's going to get you a bunch of calories, but you're not going to get any nutrition out of it.
I think the most I've taken out of this whole thing is that there's a smiley face guy.
Smiley man?
I think that's the only thing anybody knows for certain, honestly.
Yeah. No, there's other things, and I'll go into it.
sure.
There's other things. So,
Is there?
let me go into a couple. Yeah, let me go into a couple things here. So,
Okay.
The website that we're talking about, maydaymystery.org, holds all of the archives from the that Brian could find, and all of his findings that he found, like clues, hints, all that stuff.
And random shit that people sent him. He uploaded the archives that the school kept, but the school's archives only go back to 1981.
That's when the internet was invented. We know this. And the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
This is true.
The year before the
Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. You're right.
There is reference to the fact that this has been going on earlier. They found someone sent him like a piece of the publication from like the 70s that someone just randomly had from like their grandpa or something. And so we only have the archives going back to 81, but we know that there are earlier hints and everything. So this has been going on for a long time. The website owns every puzzle since 1981. And each of these puzzles contain the same four things. They can contain historical figures, the letters SR/CL, the word leitmotiv, and yours truly, smiley guy, little smiley face doodle, which people...
He's a pretty sick dude.
He's just a chill guy, you know?
He's just a little dude.
People like to theorize that the smiley guy is some sort of key to a bunch of the codes. They've noticed over the years. Matt, do you go into this at all?
Yeah, you're basically reading my notes word for word.
Okay, I'm shutting the fuck up then.
He's taken 2 of our jobs.
Do you mention Oliver Cromwell?
No, I do have. I do have one of the puzzles that he's mentioned in, but I don't have any details about Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. I'm not going to mention any details on these guys, but the historical figures that I mentioned, the 4 historical figures that are most prominent are Oliver Cromwell, Martin Luther, Gustavus Adolphus, and John Calvin. People believe that this gives the puzzles a little bit of a religious theme and nature to them. The puzzles that are found, again, I'm not going deep into it. Don't worry, Matthew. The puzzles contain cryptic symbols and messages.
I didn't either.
They contain cryptic symbols and messages that Matt may go into. If not, I'll help out. But some claim that the mystery is this puzzle to solve to gain access to secret societies and things of the nature. Now,
I like how the secret societies are like, if we give him money, maybe he'll keep trying to do it.
You have to know when our Zoom meeting is.
Please, sir, let us keep putting this in the Arizona paper because I'm sure hundreds of people see it.
Yeah. Now, Matt will go over a couple examples of puzzles, but there are a lot. There's a lot of puzzles. And the weird thing is a fuckload of them have just not been solved. The guys upload the puzzles and what they look like, but not a whole lot of people have solved or cracked any of these.
I don't think a single one of these puzzles has actually been solved in full in the sense that we understand what this entire page means.
No, people have solved a good chunk of a lot of the puzzles on a page, but not the entire page in its whole.
Yeah.
Now, who is behind this, you might be wondering. I'll tell you a little bit of info on that. Brian received an email, or a message. He found a message. I'll get to the email in a second. He found a message, a letter, if you will, from 1989. And we see in this message that there is a group of people who are making these puzzles that call themselves the Orphanage. Why they're called that, who fucking knows? Brian was able to...
appears in the letters sent to him. That's
well,
all we know.
he found it in a letter that was not sent to him. He found it in one of the just on one of the archive pages. He saw a reference to them being like, "We, the orphanage," blah blah. But then the orphanage sends him emails and letters and gifts and whatnot from them calling themselves the orphanage.
They send him an email and they're like, "Hello, it is the orphanage,"
and it's it's like, "Hello, it's the orphanage. Here is our extremely hard to crack code." And it's
here's
number
1
3.
nickel. We would love for you to continue your job.
It's the number 3 $=$=$=$=$, capital D.
Stupid.
They got him.
Stupid.
So Brian was able to figure out, he found in one of these letters from the archive, he found a name of a lawyer that is apparently associated with this, named Robert Truman Hungerford, who apparently it actually might be a fake name, because
Hungerford?
this
Get out of
person
here, dude.
this person acts as an intermediary between the orphanage and the publications.
You're
Hungerford
telling me a
refuses.
guy named Hans is talking to a guy named Hungerford, who's talking for the orphanage.
It's all made up.
It's all made up. This is fake as fuck.
Hungerford refuses to
It's fake.
disclose any information on the orphanage. He even goes as far as to be like, "Oh, those
To
publications."
be as decided to even know what do you want more like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hungerford,
That I get.
I will say, is probably it might be his real name, because he seems like a legit lawyer by like the comments he gives to Brian. Because Brian's like, "Tell me everything you know. Like, why are you uploading these? Who's the orphanage?" And Hungerford's just like, "These publications seems to be the scribblings of a madman. And that is me. I'm the insane person. You shouldn't take anything you see here seriously." So he's being like, "I'm crazy." He's given the lawyer version of, "I'm the crazy kook that's sending these in." But Brian don't believe that, because publication apparently is pretty expensive for the Wildcat. Apparently, if you want to do a publication on the Wildcat, it's around $1,000 for that page.
It's probably
Publication.
just a rich dude who like works at the university or whatever, who's just having a goof.
Yeah, like how do you not be able to just go to the university and be like, "Yeah, who's publishing this?"
Yeah. Give me the email of whoever's doing this to you.
Yeah, they have to be sending payment.
Yeah. With a legit name or something, or LLC at least. Anyway.
I would
In
imagine
19
you could probably get published in a college newspaper with just cash.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably just be
That's
like,
fair.
"Here's $200 in cash." They'd probably be like, "All right, fuck it, whatever."
Thank you. Our journalism department really needed this. Anyway, so in 1999, the orphanage sent an email to Brian, much like Doug mentioned with gifts and such, but they sent an email to Brian and let him know that the puzzles are very important to the world. And they're not just centered around this one school, but in fact, they are all around the globe. And they have sent him hints, gifts, like Doug said. They've sent him money, allegedly to keep the site's server running. He's gotten packages from all around the world. He's just been sent a whole bunch of info. Or not info, but I guess bribes to keep looking into this. So that's why Brian's like,
Donations.
"God damn it, I got to keep it going." Yeah, he's getting donations. So he feels guilty if he just gives up. He's kept it going for 30 some odd years. But that's the whole thing, is like there is no resolution to this. It is still a mystery. We haven't solved any full publication pages. We don't know half of the shit that's out there. The clues that we have solved are fucking insane. Matt, you have a couple you want to go over?
Yeah, so I just jotted down a few examples of these puzzles, and then just like some ideas that people had about what some of this shit might mean. So we'll start. Where do we start if not the beginning? So
Thank you.
The first puzzle was sent on May 1st, 1981, and like Mike was saying, a lot of these involve sort of the same thing. So SRCL, that's one of these things that you can see that pops up several times. This is on this one. Another thing that you're going to see that is repeated over and over again is just text in different languages. So this one is in Chinese. The original The original posting was on May 1st, 1981, or the one that at least spawned this investigation was. Now, if you translate these Chinese characters, what you get is some stuff about Chairman Mao. And now Chairman Mao was a communist leader in China. This translates roughly to Long Live Chairman Mao. Now, what is the significance of this? Well, May Day, if you're not aware, is also known as Workers' Day or Laborers' Day, which has historically been used or synonymous with a celebration of communism and like communist parties and stuff like that, because it's basically a celebration of like normal, regular old labor worker people. So maybe that's connected in some way. That's really kind of all we know about this one. It also says it says Richmond, and then it has the day scribbled on it. May Day 1981. Now the next one that we get on May Day is 1982, and this one again is SRCL. Then there's some Chinese, and then this is where we see Mr. Smiley Man himself. So Smiley Man he kind of looks like a monkey. He's like it's a smiley face with two gigantic ears and then hair on top. Now, some people speculate that this is a key, like Mike said, and that the hairs have something to do with it. So in a lot of these drawings of Mr. Smiley Man, he's got these little hairs sticking up out of the top of his head, but there's different numbers each time. So some people think that the number of hairs that he has on his head have something to do with it. This one has 6. If you go to the website and check out these archives, like the actual day, there's comments on these about people or from people that give their theories. I wrote down some of these. One person says that May Day 1982, when it's turned into a series of numbers by counting letters and splitting them into groups of 2, becomes 33. 1982. This seems much like other sets of coordinates that have been derived from other messages. So these are the types of leaps in logic that you can expect from these sorts of clues. Just people.
I thought you were going to go somewhere that makes sense.
No, that's coordinates. So there are coordinates on some of the later messages. I do have an example of some of those. But this person thinks that if you turn this May Day 1982 into numeric values, that it gives you some coordinates.
Did you see the clue for like the word Richardson has like 8 letters in it? That whole thing. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
So there's one that's like a huge leap and bound here. There's one where it's like one thing that you'll find a lot is the name Richardson is next to the SRCL a lot. Some people believe. Do you talk about Stanley Richardson or whatever his name is?
No.
There's a man who is found to be the TLDR. Long story short, one of the clues has to do with a stamp.
Yeah, I do have stuff about stamps.
Yeah, one of them has to do with stamp. They found a stamp collector who is going to like a stamp museum at one point, and that on like May 1st, and like, oh, it's connected. That stamp collector's name is like Stanley Richardson or Stephen Richardson, one of those two. And the name Richardson,
incredibly common last name.
Yeah,
all they've got to go off of is stamps and Richardson.
Well, and the name Richardson is on the letter, or is on a lot of the puzzles, and also they believe that the SR in SRCL stands for Stanley Richardson or Stephen Richardson, whatever his name was. So they believe he might be involved in this. But people were like, oh, the name Richardson, it's 8 letters. And then there's some like Chinese symbols underneath. And they're like, oh, something about Chinese symbols is you count the brush strokes. And there are like, there's like 24 of them. They're like, the next update will be on August 24th. And I guess there was, but I'm like, that seems like a long shot, man.
Yeah, there is one from August 24th that just says SRCL and then more Chinese and says soon. So, so I guess that technically counts as a solved puzzle, but I don't know if.
Night.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's a solved puzzle.
Maybe. Who's to say?
Who is to say? All right, so we got some more theories about this one from 1982 here. So one person says that the 6 hairs on the top of Mr. Smiley's head is the number of Venus in most numerologies, and the head is elliptical like the solar system. The other numbers 1 through 9 also have planetary and astrological references. Now, Mao. Okay, so this also says something about Mao. Mao is apparently a popular infinite game where the dealer must not speak the rules. They have been gathered through inductive reasoning, which actually, I don't know anything about this, but I kind of want to look this up because that actually sounds really fun. Playing a game that you don't know the rules, but you have to deduce the rules, but that sounds like fun.
Like Dallas.
Sure.
No? Okay.
Well, I'm going to look into that more, then. So here's a real leap. The smiley face, when stared at, properly reveals SOS, as in Mayday. Also strange is that when the smiley face is stared at the right way, it reveals the Vesica Pisces. This reminds me... reading these things reminds me of being in Discords where people are trying to solve ARGs, because it's just random shit like this.
That red spot is there. If you take the color matcher and put it on there, that's R48 in biblical sense is this. Yeah.
It's fun, but none of this means anything. One person said, I'm not certain if this has any relevance, as any of us really are, but the Chinese writing in this Mayday transmission is present on these Chinese stamps, issued May 1st, 1967. So that's where the stamps kind of come into play. So there's some Chinese stamps where the writing that was on one of these ads is also on those stamps, and those stamps were issued on May 1st. So that's an interesting tidbit. I feel like that has more connection than most of the things I've read this far.
I also don't see where they're coming with the SOS in the face.
Yeah, I don't.
See one
that's
S.
A leap.
I see one S in the nose, but
S. I think the ear is an S. The face is the O. Yeah,
that ear do not be looking like an S.
It don't be looking like an S at all. Not at all. The next one that I jotted down. So these span an eternity. So there's lots of these. I jumped ahead quite a bit. I went to May 1st of 1994. So this one is a fucking... it's just an explosion of text. It is... my dark reader's kind of fucking this up. Hold on. But this is a gigantic page full of equations and text in multiple different languages. We got some Chinese... We got some Greek shit going on. We got Czech going on. We got, at the top, it says SRCL Mayday 1994. Leitmotiv, or whatever that fucking word is. What is now proved was first imagined. Blake. We got some music written down. There's a picture of an old fucking boat. Maybe that's like the Mayflower or some shit. I don't know.
May!
Oh, that makes sense. I'm going to go with that.
Shit.
I'm going to go
We
with
just
that.
solved it.
Yeah,
put that on the website. We just solved that.
We got a picture of the Boston Common. We got some dude in a chair. I don't fucking know. We got It Ain't Over Till It's Over. It's a picture of a graveyard, I think. But anyway, there's Smiley Face Man is at the bottom. There's a big paragraph that says, the Fuzzy Furry Freak Brothers will dock the Arbella conjointly with the Little Orphan Children, bringing the city of Richmond at Pier 9 of the Embarcadero to be met by the Midget Tag Team, who will festively convey both crews to the plenary session in the Hotel California. That's like a third of it.
Say that anymore?
I don't think so.
This is worded the same way as that, like, New Age spiritual, it's just like gobbledygook. It's just big words thrown together to sound important.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibes.
Is this Ash Vlogs, but like 20 years prior?
Oh, I don't even know about that.
To say?
But this does have the vibes of like trying to start a cult and just making things up and like hoping schizos will just...
Where's their star seed?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. So... some notes that people made about this. The Czech on the page roughly translates to, he is interested in our symbol not only for the sake of what it represents, but also for what it is. What symbol? I don't know. Maybe the smiley guy. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Yeah, the Greek biblical passages on the handwritten background are Acts 25:6. After 8 or 10 days, he went down. Mark 7:7. Teaching as doctor and human precepts. Luke 10:27. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul. And then several things that just say through our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Greek influence on this too. I think you mentioned it before, but there's like this weird like Greek like alphabet code thing that people have established as part of it.
Considering it's a university paper.
Yeah, it's like Greek
that's
life
fair.
connected sort of thing. Maybe.
Yeah, there's some like Greek. There's like some Greek like code, like letter code, that is used pretty prominently in this or something like that.
So I skipped ahead 20 more years and checked out May 1st of 2015. This one says SRCL, Leotmotive or Leomotive or whatever the fuck. And then it's got multiple things in different languages that are, I guess, quotes. One is attributed to Lenin. There's some coordinates on here, which is interesting. I mentioned that the coordinates would come up. This does appear several times. And then we've got some references to people that are referenced in several of these. We got Luther, Crowell, Calvin. Some people pointed out some things about this. So the first coordinates that appear on the page is the city of Cruzeiro do Sul in Brazil. And then the point apparently is on the grounds of St. John's Cemetery, which is referenced again later in the puzzles. And then the second coordinate is St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh. So that's what we can gather.
Do with that what you will.
Do with that what you will.
All right.
This one is April 25th, 2018, aka May 1st, 2018. I don't understand what that means.
To any of us. You know.
So the actual publication date on this was April 25th. Apparently it has something to do with the weekly schedule of the newspaper, and maybe that's why it was published on that day instead of actually on May 1st.
Y'all got that boy with him.
Yeah. So people
He's kind of a little turd.
Those legs.
People just really be guessing at this one. This one is a big old picture of some farmers in a field, and then Jesus or a saint, or I don't know who this is.
I think it's a saint. It's looking awfully saintish.
Yeah, he's got a crown
looking
on.
Looking kind of like a Jeebus.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but he's descendant on these farmers.
Saint Jeebus.
I'm sure this is like a famous painting, and I'm showing my ignorance here, but I don't know. It's some.
You want ignorance? Ignorance. Full disclosure. On the last episode with Angel Engine, when you guys were like, "Oh yeah, the Boots poem, yada yada yada," I've never heard that poem before in my life. I have no idea what you all were talking about.
I didn't hear it until fucking 28 years later did it, and I was like curious as to what it was, but yeah.
I got no clue, but you're just like, yeah, he didn't credit the guy, and it's like, why would he choose that out of everything? I'm just like,
yeah, and you were like, yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody knows that poem. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jeez.
I didn't know it too. I just did my research.
Damn. Imagine doing that. Imagine, dude. We got some of the same names that we got Cromwell. We got, sometimes it's Cromwell, sometimes it's just Crowell.
Sometimes it's just Well.
Yeah,
sometimes it's just L. We got Smiley Face Man on top of the picture. He's got 5 hairs this time. Anyway, like I said, people really just be fucking guessing at this one. Here's
They really named it a cum piss, right?
This one says 5 names are spelled at the very beginning of the message. Pym, Hampton, Haslerig,
Pym,
Hall, Pym, Halls and Strode. Historically speaking, these were the 5 that opposed directly Charles I and faced arrest, but they escaped before the royal police laid hand on them. And then it's just a lot of history shit like that. We got some apparently something translates to pray for us. We got Gustav II Adolf, widely known in English by his Latinized name Gustavus
Hitler.
Adolphus, or his Gustav II Adolf, was the king of Sweden from 1611 to 1632, who's credited for the founding of Sweden as a great power. Oliver Cromwell
gotta chill
was
on
an
that.
English military and political leader. He served as Lord and Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland from 1653 until his death. What does any of that have to do with anything? Your guess is as good as mine.
Who's to say?
Yep. Information about a Macbeth verse, and then by the time this person's finished with their comment, they are typing in binary. So,
And you listening are probably wondering, what have they been talking about this whole time? What do these pages look like? They're just, some of them are just long strands of just like the rantings of a lunatic
yeah.
and shit. Others, like Matt said, have a religious image and then the smiley guy on it. Others will be like fucking trigonometry, like algorithm and like fucking fractions and shit. It straight up looks like if you just took cryptic shit in your hand and just threw it onto a paper. There you go.
Yep. The most recent May Day post is from May Day of this year, 2025. So
Wow.
this is very long. The first page has maybe that is the Mayflower. I don't know.
This looks like this is getting a little meta, but this page looks like the instructions I get from some third parties from work to install this shit on a website. This looks just like that. Just some trash ass. Here's step 1 of 40. God damn it.
It is a piece of paper that is divided into quadrants with transportation methods in the corners that says Cromwell, Luther, Calvin, and Gustavus Adolphus.
Okay, there might be something there with the Adolphus one because
Yeah.
all of them are numbered except Smiley Man. So and
Yeah.
he's got 4 hairs. Number 4, he's got 4 hair. Key.
Oh, shit. You're right. So, yeah, people were pointing out earlier that the number of hairs had something to do with it. But yes, so these quadrants are labeled 1, 2, 3, and then the one that the smiley face man is in, he is replacing the number and he's got 4 hairs. So that's interesting.
I wonder if you
Four
find
pubes.
reference. Adolphus only got 4 pubes. I wonder if you find reference to Adolphus in here or the number 4, you're supposed to replace it with Adolphus. And I realize that sounds stupid because I'm looking at coordinates and you wouldn't just throw the word Adolphus into a coordinates.
This is giving like some like Big Bang Theory shit where it's like there's like this guy, whoever's doing this is just like Sheldon. He's just like really smart. And he's like, someone needs to know this thing that I know, like, and nobody knows it because
All I know is the whole universe was in a hot, dense state.
I just
14 million
rewatched
years ago,
all of Big
expansion
Bang Theory.
started. Wait, the Earth began to cool. The autotrophs began. Neanderthals developed tools. We built the wall.
We built the pyramids.
Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery. That all started with Adolphus.
It all started with Adolphus.
Yeah, so this goes on and on and on. There's more fucking coordinates. There's a picture of a cruise ship there that says, "When our ship bumpers are well laden, we shall homeward." Oh, I forgot the paragraph in the middle of the first page. 50% of Americans own 2.5% of the national wealth. That is the formula for revolution. It may not be today or tomorrow, but it will come.
So will I.
So it will be.
So will.
Well,
Heavy on the cruise ships, this one. There's
looks
no
like a
comments.
fucking Jet 2 holiday, am I right, baby?
Wow.
Jet 2 holiday.
Act now. Anyway, so yeah, that's
Act
the most
bar.
recent May Day one. There's no comments on the page on the website, but there is a Facebook page or a Facebook group, I guess, where a lot of this discussion happens. It's really inconsistent what makes it from the Facebook page onto the website. There is a lexicon where at some point like we were saying, that guy just kind of fucking gave up on the comments and just started shoving shit into this lexicon. So if you go to the lexicon section of the website, it's all organized in alphabetical order, and this is information that is in some way relevant to some clue, and it's all in out. Yeah,
There. I'm glad that there's a lexicon here, but it's obvious this man is very depressed. Probably because he forgot to take his Lexi Pro. Yes, baby! We're out here! We're fucking doing it, dude!
It wasn't until you stood up that I realized you were running like a full Snuggie.
This is my shanklet, my shirt blanket.
Your shanklet?
Yeah, shirt blanket. It's a shanklet.
Shank you in the shower? No, all right, that's fair.
No, not this time.
That's fine.
Anyway, go ahead. There's
not a whole lot to say. It's just an alphabetical list of random information that may be relevant in some way, but it's also not explained in what way it's relevant to any of the puzzles. Like the very bottom, the last thing just says zip codes, and then there's 3 zip codes: Washington, D.C., Berkeley, California, and New York. No explanation as to why those are relevant. I assume they were at some point, but
they were in a puzzle at some point in time.
Well,
That's
yeah, no, I get that. For. I get that. They were in a puzzle at some point, but it doesn't say what puzzle or how that leads you to any more information or anything.
Yeah.
They're like, here's a coordinate. You figure it out. Yeah,
so there's a bunch of coordinates listed. There's a map page that just 404s if you click on it. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah. I didn't update this from 1997, so...
yeah.
Listen, kitten, servers are expensive.
Listen, kitten.
Kitten. Daddy has to update the lexicon. So I need you to work an extra shift at the subway this week.
I need you to work an extra shift at Woo 21.
You understand why I'm punishing you, white kid.
Oh, God.
Do you understand why I punish you? Yeah. Yeah. Listen, kid, I need you to work an extra shift at Quares.
You said
I'm buying Call of Duty 7.
You honestly kind of sounded like Charlie.
You did.
You got to grasp the nasal.
Yeah. That was pretty good, actually.
I punish you, right? You know what? You're right.
Pim, you can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. Anyway,
I'm sad there was no new episode this week. I think they're done for the season.
I could go on and on and on and on, but none of it would make any more sense if I did. So
you could, though.
I could.
Have you thought about the fact
I thought about it, but as I was talking, I was boring myself, and I was like,
I was like, man, my part has to be way less long now.
Well, we're fluffing for time on this episode, so it don't matter.
Where are we at? On
40?
time?
About
we're
45
at theories.
minutes.
Okay, so this is that. Yeah. Okay, so this is the part that Jason was supposed to do, and I did it instead. So here we go. Some of the theories, you're going to hear a lot of information that we've already said because, to be fair, we're just kind of recapping some of the things that people think and why they believe it and then why people don't believe it. So
the word Illuminati is probably going to be thrown around a lot.
Yeah, I probably don't say it at all, actually. So first theory is that it's a real secret society operating over decades and decades. What the theory says is that it's a hidden organization called the Orphanage. We know this because the name appears in letters to Hans, and it uses the ads as a coded communication between members across the world. Why people believe it is because the ads reference obscure math, multiple languages, military history, religious texts, and international events. What do you got for me, Mike?
I know you didn't say it, but the way I guess it came through the mic, I just heard white people believe it.
White people believe this.
This is almost strictly probably a white person thing.
So the other reason why people believe it is the complexity of the ads.
Yeah, this cries white autistic guy.
Yeah, right. The complexity of the ads is far beyond a prank. Some of this includes pages of ciphered like text, Latin, Greek, calculus, and historical riddles. The same style appears consistently from 1981 to now, which implies a long-term planning and or tradition. Hans received letters and cash from these people saying like, "Hey, fucking keep it going," you know.
Here's
Why
a
people?
50.
Why? Here's $1. So why some people doubt this is because there's no real organization that's ever been identified as the orphanage, and a real covert group probably wouldn't be blowing money on ads in a university paper.
Yeah.
Probably a real orphanage wouldn't either. Fuck them kids. We're spending money on these ads instead.
I'm gonna say it right now. Orphanages are stupid. Fuck it, you know.
Fuck them kids.
I feel bad. So this is subtle.
Is it because
transition,
you
but-
had a kid and you didn't adopt?
Yes. No. We live relatively
Okay.
close to Mooseheart, the orphanage over here, and Mooseheart, for those of you that don't know, is a orphanage in Illinois, and they have this.
Himself.
The state. They have this dog. I already did. Thankfully, Matt fucking saved my ass. But there's an episode I did with Lori where I held up a piece of mail that had my fucking address on it.
You dumb motherfucker, dude.
The number of times
I
that
text-
we've probably all accidentally revealed some sort of identifying information in like a reflection or something. I think about that with not only my glasses, but this poster
Yeah.
up here all the time. Because you can see
Why?
the reflection of my screen.
I can't
in this
read
poster.
that
Oh.
for sure, unless
Yeah, you
somebody's
can't
like
see dick.
enhanced.
Yeah.
Now what you got to do is just have a bunch of big old boobies on your screen. So
I
then
did that
can
one
see
time.
them
I had
and-
to edit it out.
You were like, I got him.
I got them. They'll never know. But
Anyways,
we have real small tangent about orphanages. We live by one, Mooseheart, and they have a giant field. They have like farm fields, and I feel bad making the joke, but I always do that. The orphans have to earn their stay at the orphanage by just working them farm fields, and Lori doesn't appreciate the joke, and it's very bad. But I still think there's something there.
You'll figure it out.
There's something there. That's all I got.
anyways,
That's all I
moving
got.
on. Theory 2. This is just an elaborate, long-running performance art project. The theory says that one or more eccentric intellectuals created this massive multi-decade art piece exploring chaos, religion, mathematics, and global politics. Why people believe it is because the ads often have an artistic structure.
Why
the Arizona
people
Daily.
believe it?
White people believe it because white people believe it because I don't know, just it kind of just like flowed off the tongue there. But the Arizona Daily Wildcat is a student paper. It's a strange but perfect place for surrealistic art. And the tone is sometimes playful, not super operational. But why people doubt it is because the level of effort, money, and continuity is kind of extreme for a dedicated artist. And the letters and quote-unquote packages that are sent to Hans don't feel like a performance art thing. They feel more directed and like kind of personal to him to keep things going. The next theory says that it's a single eccentric genius or maybe a professor at the university. What the theory says is that just one person, possibly a polymath with a deep knowledge of philosophy, math, and theology is behind everything. Why people might believe this is because the style of ads is unusually consistent. Some researchers think that writing in some resembles like an older conservative, like religious academic, and the University of Arizona has several connections to the ads, the timing, the themes, and the insider references. But why people might doubt this is because the ads span over decades. Maintaining it every year without fail seems unlikely unless it's a lifelong obsession. And some of the interactions that have been had with Hans suggest multiple people and not just a single writer. The next theory is that it's a communication system for an extremist or friend group. As I go through these theories, they're going to get a little bit more absurd as they go. You'll kind of
right.
see that. So basically what this theory says is that the ads might be coded operations for a political cult. a religious separatist group, a survivalist anti-government organization, or a money laundering shell network. The biblical apocalypse is in a lot of the ads, and you see that in the themes quite a bit. So that's like one of the reasons why people think this. Some other reasons are that the ads are very heavy with the like judgment, anti-corruption themes, and military references. There's lots of references to war and coups and intelligence events. But why they doubt it is because legit extremists or paramilitary groups generally do not use college newspapers to communicate. Through
our extensive research and
Solid
knowledge, we
analysis.
discovered this couldn't be the Illuminati.
All right,
Because they
we
don't
got-
care about the Daily Wildcat.
We got 3 more, and then this next one is actually probably fairly accurate in our line of research, but it's a puzzle or an ARG that started before ARGs existed, so it wasn't quite an ARG that we know and love today, but it's an early ARG just ahead of its time, essentially. A big puzzle without a
Why
a
are
win
they
condition,
still doing
essentially.
it though? That's the thing. You think maybe
well-
they passed it down?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
People people believe it because there's lots of clues, hidden layered ciphers, external references. There's ads encouraging and decoding and keys and all this shit. But why people doubt it is because there's really no finale. There's no escalation, no payoff. They usually have a narrative, and it was launched in 1981, and it's still going today. So it's very, very unlikely that this is just a game that people were trying to play with people
Right.
that lasted fucking 45 years. You know
Like
what
you
I'm saying?
said, there would be a payoff. Like somebody would solve something, and then nobody's going to keep playing a game where nobody's making any progress, right?
Yeah.
Hello,
So
I
last-
represent the
The
estate
Lollipop
of,
Guild?
Yeah, I represent the estate of John Smith. To you, his son, he has left the. Let me just look at
I
this.
left a fart in a
Mayday
jug.
mystery. He says, in order to keep his will, you have to keep doing this. There you go. Just drop some cryptic shit once a year and call it a day.
Something
Yeah.
I'm curious about is like, is this a big part? Is this a big thing at Arizona University or University of Arizona or whatever? Like, do a bunch of people be like every May Day they check the Wildcat to see what this post is?
Yeah. Is this popular?
Because if it is, I could see that like maybe some weird professor dude or something started doing this way back in the day, and then when they got tired
Like,
of
just
it,
see if it sticks.
well, when they got tired of it, they just passed it on to somebody else, and somebody on the faculty or something keeps doing this just to maintain the tradition. You know what I mean?
Every algebra teacher has done this for the last 40 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. Yeah.
Or, yeah, something like that.
It's kind of funny. I actually sort of touch on that. So the next theory is that it's an occult or just like something more occult or symbolic, I guess. The theories get a little more vague as we kind of go, but theories just says, all these ads contain like ritual symbolism, the Cabal, Christian mysticism, numerology, apocalyptic prophecies, and alchemical metaphors. There's just too much stuff going on for it to like probably be any of that, especially in an academic paper. And the last one is that it's just a hoax that got out of hand. So like maybe it started as a prank, people kept adding to it. It's a college newspaper. It attracts people to it, from the college. There's no concrete answers that ever came of it. But the reason why this is weak is because like who does a prank for 40 years?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what
That's why I'm saying, like, no.
So-
If it is just total bullshit, which that's my theory, is that there's not really anything to solve here. It's just a bunch of loosely connected puzzles, but surely it's been passed down from person to person.
Yeah. Let's get into. I guess that's it, folks. That's all, folks.
Yeah,
that's the
that's-
Mayday
that's
mystery. Let's get into what we think is, I guess, happening.
Real or fake?
Matt, you're going. Real or fake? Yeah.
Real or fake.
This one makes
what-
sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's do real or fake. Real being this is some larger mystery that warrants solving, and if somebody were to put this together, there would be a significant payoff. Fake being somebody or some multiple bodies are just making shit up and publishing it just to keep people talking about it. All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Fake.
Fake.
Is rake an option?
Rake.
No.
Because like, well, I guess I asked because like, I'll explain. I guess in my reasoning. But if you guys want to talk about what you think is going on here, go
Real
ahead.
quick, Doug, we're getting that sweet feedback through your headphones.
Sorry, I think I was leaning forward too much.
All right. Go ahead, Mike.
So, I'm starting. Okay. I think a little bit of both. I have two theories in mind that I think might be happening here. One, I really like the idea of it being like something that started as like a teacher or something did it out of fun. Like, hey, I'm gonna put this puzzle in here and see if anyone solves it. And they just kept doing it throughout their like tenure because he was like, oh, this will be interesting. It's like the daily crossword, but once a year. You know what I mean?
Right.
And throughout time, maybe it got relatively popular, or he just enjoyed doing it to the point where he wanted to see it keep going. A lot of schools have traditions, so I don't think it would be above the University of Arizona to have this as its tradition. My fucking high school had like a tradition where, once a year, I forget the day specifically, but the seniors would all at the same time leave their class and take their homework that they had on them and just throw it up in the air and run away and just leave for the day. And senior skip day was a thing too. And like,
just weapon that day.
yeah. But like, so schools have a tradition that keep going throughout the years. And so it would not be, I don't think it would be above this school to have this as a tradition. Even if it was like just one person passing on to another, it's still a tradition. You know what I mean? Every generation, there's another autistic kid that'll probably look at this and be like, I'll keep that shit going. That looks fun as hell. You know what I mean? And come up with their own puzzles, their own clues that have no meaning or anything to them. But the fact that they're there.
Do you think the person that started it is passing it down? Because like, it sounds like you're thinking that like someone is just grabbing it and going with what started.
I think someone made it, passed it down, and was like, I want you to do this until you feel tired of doing it, and then find someone to replace you. And I think that has just been happening. It's similar to like, with me, I follow a little thing into my life when it comes to, I play Magic the Gathering. Doug, you know this. Matt, I guess you know it too. But I was taught by my friend Tyler. And my friend Tyler, when he taught me, he was like, hey, you're doing really good. Really proud of you for learning how to play the game. I'm going to give you this deck. It's my favorite deck. Here you go. And he gave it to me. And he's like, I'm doing this because the person that taught me gave me their favorite deck. So I'm giving you my favorite deck to keep that going. And then I helped teach our buddy Ben how to play. And I gave him my favorite deck. And it's a tradition. It's just a one-person tradition, but it still went on. I doubt Ben will do that, but it was still a tradition that I kept going. And I bet that's what's happening here. Is it was just one guy that made a weird puzzle, and he's passing it down to another freaky ass dude that likes puzzles, who's going to pass it down to another freaky ass person that likes puzzles, and they just got to keep a common theme.
Ass.
Yeah, freaky ass, and they just keep a common theme going. Or
I semi agree to a degree.
Yeah.
Of what you're saying. I don't know if it's I feel like the way you're making it sound is that it's being passed down a lot more than it probably is. I feel
I'm
like
talking
probably
it's probably passed down like once every like 5-10 years or so, something like that.
I think
That's what I think.
if it's not faculty or something, like it could be a Greek life thing, right? Some new recruit into a fraternity is designated as being the person who posted this year's Mayday thing.
Yeah,
and like
that's a good one.
That's very fair. I was kind of thinking about the whole Greek life thing because they definitely that trope comes up Greek a lot in their puzzles.
My last little one, it was just I doubt this is it. I don't think this is it, but I like to think this is it, where this whole thing leads to like a treasure, kind of like a pirate. Like this is the pirate's map, and if you crack everything, this is One-Eye Willie's map, and if you crack it, there's a reward at the end. I don't think it's a secret society. I don't think it's any of that. But if you crack everything and you do everything right, there's some form of reward for you, whether it be monetary or not. I like to think that it's a very valuable reward for all the time you've spent on this.
I mean,
I doubt that's it. I don't think it is, but I like to imagine, like the fantasy of me is like, that'd be really cool.
They've been doing this for 50 fucking years. It's not inconceivable that if they've spent, let's say an ad cost $7,500, and if they've taken an equivalent amount of money and stashed it up over time as a reward, I don't know, maybe
that's what I'm saying. If you solve these puzzles, you get whatever's left of my 401k that's been accumulating since 1981. Like
the remainder of my pension from the university.
Yeah.
Man,
you
the legalities of that would be a nightmare, but
right. You get my Microsoft stock that I bought in 1982.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as with anything we do, there's a piece of me that goes, man, I really hope there's some like underlying crazy thing that we can find out by solving all of these puzzles. But the thing that I think takes me out of the like realness of it is the fact that we've had a puzzle every fucking year. Like, if there was something really important to tell, why would there be a puzzle every year?
Matt looks like a man who has something funny to say.
Was it my burp in the middle of a fucking?
I got a message.
Oh, okay. Oh,
was it from the orphanage?
Yeah,
he got a message from the orphanage.
I got to post next year's Mayday.
Nice. You're fucked, but that's nice.
Hey, you're white and autistic enough. Here you go.
Yeah.
Why white people believe it?
Why
every time you said that, that's all I could hear.
You say,
yeah, no, that's fair.
You said "wow" enough times to where it just became white. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah, no. All I gotta say is I feel like they've posted too many puzzles to where it's lost its like.
I think if there was something to it, somebody would have figured something significant out by now.
You say that, but then we have Cicada.
It's like Cicada.
Yeah, but
like
people figured that out, and then they got silenced. Or
allegedly
they got murdered.
Yeah, well, that's either they got silenced or they ascended to the next tier or whatever. But some people, there were actually solutions to that. That's the thing.
Yeah,
there's no concrete solution to any of this.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know that. Well, that's why I think maybe it's like a treasure map type of deal. You have to solve these puzzles. I'm not just going to give you the treasure. You gotta work for it, baby. But I don't know. I think it's probably just I really like what you guys brought up, where it's just like a frat house. Hey, new guy, you have to do this for a year. I think that's probably what it is. That makes
probably
a lot of
like
sense.
A really nerdy frat house too, where they're like a bunch of fucking like.
This is their version of hazing.
Yeah. You
gotta
come up with the next Mayday
algorithm.
puzzle, stupid ass.
You have to create. Hello, new kitten. You have to create the next Alpha Gamma Sigma Pi Polka.
Mayday would be right around graduation, so it could either be like you have to make it at the beginning of the year, or it could be like maybe somebody like it could be seniors graduating. Like
that's their send off. Is a Mayday.
They make the Mayday thing.
Let me confuse you a little bit.
I think that is probably the best. Although that doesn't explain the packages and whatnot that the guy receives, but
I mean, he could.
Who knows? He could be faking it too. Who the fuck knows?
It could just be the fucking frat, just being like, "Yo, dude, keep on keeping on, brother, man."
Also, for all we know, this was made by Brian.
Right.
And
Yeah,
after
fuck Brian.
after 30 years, he's just
Right?
like,
He could actually just be a nut job.
yeah.
quite possible.
Saying you're not a part of it, it sounds like someone who is a part of it.
Right,
would say.
exactly.
Because here's the thing: we've seen weird shit like this with fucking yay video games where they just gobbledygook, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this is a lot of deep meaning," and turns out it was just a person with like mental issues. Like, who knows? You know, like who the fuck knows?
Yeah, so looking at their University of Arizona website. Let me check out the academic calendar.
And maybe the school's doing it to kind of attempt to bolster sales of the paper to bring in revenue. Because think about it. You hire on one guy and their whole job, hey, you have to create a puzzle one time a year. It's got to be really hard, and it's got to have these themes in it.
Yeah.
That's your job. And it's going to bring in $1 million a year because people are going to be buying the paper trying to crack this puzzle. It might just be a fucking
I
school
don't think it's going to be that much.
profit
but-
system.
My
Well,
dad's
yeah,
like
you
2
don't-
hours away from this school. Maybe I can get a copy
Send your
on
dad.
May
a lot of
4th
the time,
or whatever
those just
the
get
fucking.
posted online anyway. But so
I want a physical copy. Send your dad.
graduation at University of Arizona is May 16th, and finals week is from May 8th to May 14th. So May 1st would be right on the last
Around
day
there.
of classes, or the last week of classes. So it would make sense if it was like a ritual.
Yeah, this is your send off. Goodbye.
Yeah.
We've cracked it, guys. We nailed it.
I think we have, and that would explain why a lot of the puzzles, like the smiley face guy, where everyone's like, "Oh, it's a key," it keeps changing just because it's a new person making it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be a key in some.
It's just loosely. It could just be loose rules that are passed down, and the next
Yeah.
person just looks at all the puzzles and just like figures out some trends, and just like makes up something that is loosely correlated in some way. Because like
I think we cracked it.
what you were saying earlier is if it was some mysterious organization sending these things or purchasing these things in the paper, there would be some record somewhere that somebody would have been able to find of who purchased the first ones.
Yeah. I mean, shit, he receives mail, and a lot of times that has, I mean, not all the time, but it has like a sender address on it, you know?
Well, the only thing you can know from that is, well, there's a return address, but the return address can literally be anything. The only thing you'd be able to know would be the post office it was sent from.
Yeah, and you could probably go from there, you know? If you really wanted to, you can use that
University of Arizona
return address.
in Phoenix, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Phoenix is huge. If it's sent from just a post office in Phoenix, it's gonna be, that's not gonna help you narrow it down a whole lot. Tucson, it's in Tucson, but still, Tucson's pretty big.
Two sons. Two sons.
Two sons. I guess I don't know, but does a PO box if it's like sent from a specific, like if the return address is a specific like UPS site, can you figure that out?
You can
If
literally
look at a
put
return
whatever
address,
you
can be
want.
like, oh,
as
that came from this building.
When you ship something, you can literally put whatever you want as the return address. It doesn't matter.
I
It's
could
just
put
an
like
arbitrary.
1, 2,
You don't
3,
even have.
Bart box.
You literally don't even have to put one. You can ship something with no return address, and if it gets lost or they return it,
It's just lost.
they just it ends up in one of those auction things probably.
Gotcha. Damn. All right. Well, that went nowhere.
That's
I don't
it.
know.
Good talk, boys.
That's it. Yep, we did it.
That's
Did it.
the May Day.
That's the May Day mystery. The May Day parade. Boy howdy, would I like to use this time to be like, send us an email, DLUTIPod@gmail.com. Go follow all our socials. It is we're either DLUTIPod everywhere or don't look under the internet. DLUTI patreon.com/DLUTIPod. You can go give us money. It's Christmas, so you can give us the gift of your money. There you go. That's all I really got. Website, DLUTI.com. Boom, there it is too. Doug, what do you got?
Shit, I made an Andy Dick joke last time. Not sure who to make fun of this time.
How can both of you date us right now?
Slap beans against beans.
There you go. Can't go wrong with that.
Generic outro.
There you go. Matt, what do you got?
The Indianapolis Colts are bringing back our 44-year-old retired Phillip Rivers to play quarterback for them this weekend. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be we'll see how poorly that went, but it'll be interesting.
I'll say that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be a whole discussion.
Yep,
this
we're
was
done.
supposed to be my news story.
Oh yeah, you're right. All right, we're done now. Bye, everybody. Love you.
Don't look under the internet.